The galaxy had long believed that humans were gone. Generations of alien civilizations told stories of our disappearance as if it were a myth, a cautionary tale of a species that once reached for the stars and vanished without a trace. Planets once colonized by humans had been absorbed into alien empires. Cities of glass and steel, once bustling with human life, now stood as empty monuments, reclaimed by alien architects who claimed that no human could ever return. Yet, in the shadows of a distant, cold star, humanity still survived. On a remote planet far beyond the galactic map, humans had carved out a hidden world. The planet, rugged and unforgiving, was shielded from alien scanners by natural magnetic storms and a thick, perpetual fog that cloaked every settlement. Here, humans had not only survived, they had thrived in secret. Mira Solis, a young human scout, stood atop a cliff that overlooked a valley of jagged rocks and dark forests. Her sharp eyes scanned the horizon, scanning for the faintest signs of alien activity. Her brown hair whipped in the cold wind, and her breath formed misty clouds in the thin air. At 17, she was one of the most skilled scouts of the hidden human colonies. Every day she trained in survival, strategy, and piloting small craft through the dense atmosphere. Another quiet day, she muttered to herself, but her gut told her it would not stay quiet for long. In the colony below, elders gathered in the council hall, a dome-shaped building reinforced with a rare alloy mined from the planet's mountains. These leaders had seen the rise and fall of civilizations. They knew humanity's history and were determined to prevent it from fading into legend. Elder Kieran, the oldest among them, addressed the council. His voice carried weight, calm but firm. Reports from the scouts indicate increased alien movement near the outer systems. They believe humans are extinct. They are wrong. A murmur of agreement swept through the room. It has been decades, said another elder. Many young humans here have never even seen Earth. How can we hope to take it back? Elder Kieran's eyes, sharp despite his age, swept over the room. Hope is not measured in years. It is measured in courage, in preparation, and in unity. Our ancestors dreamed of the stars. It is our turn to reach them again. Meanwhile, Mira returned to the settlement, navigating a winding path that led to the colony's central hub. There, humans trained in technology, language, and interstellar navigation. Children learned engineering alongside history. Every human carried stories of Earth, tales of oceans, forests, and cities that had once reached into space. But Earth itself, the heart of humanity, was now under alien rule. In the training center, Mira met her mentor, Captain Raylan. A veteran of the old human fleets, Raylan had seen the darkest days of humanity's near extinction. "Mira," he said, placing a hand on her shoulder, "you found something today, didn't you?" Mira nodded. She had detected unusual energy readings near one of the outer systems, readings that suggested human colonies had been overtaken by aliens. "It's Earth or close to it. They're occupying places humans once called home." Raylan's jaw tightened. "Then the time we've been preparing for has come. Humanity cannot wait any longer. We must return. We must remind the galaxy that we are still here, and that we are not afraid." That night, the colony gathered in the central dome. Stars glimmered through the transparent roof. Children looked up in wonder, imagining Earth and the worlds humans had lost. Elders spoke of human courage and resilience. The stories were not just history, they were a call to action. Mira stood among the young humans, her heart pounding. She thought of the legends she had heard all her life. Humans, explorers of the galaxy, feared and respected by other civilizations. Many aliens believed humans had vanished because of weakness. But the truth was far different. Humans had survived in hiding, studying, training, and waiting. "We have waited long enough," Mira whispered. "It is time to go home." In the weeks that followed, the colony prepared for the first covert missions beyond the hidden planet. Scouts like Mira were trained in advanced navigation and stealth tactics. Engineers worked tirelessly to repair old human ships, equipping them with new technologies inspired by alien systems, but improved by human creativity. No detail was overlooked. Every mission was a risk. Discovery could mean annihilation, yet despite the danger, there was excitement in the air. Humans had not only survived, they had hope. Hope that they could reclaim their past, their home, and their place among the stars. One morning, Mira received a special mission. A small reconnaissance ship, sleek and dark, awaited her at the colony's launch bay. She ran her hands over its smooth surface, feeling the hum of its engines. "Are you ready?" asked her co-pilot Jaro, a cheerful boy with a sharp mind for mechanics. "As ready as I'll ever be," Mira replied. Her eyes sparkled with determination. "Let's see what's left of our world." The ship lifted off, cutting through the dense fog that hid the planet from alien scanners. Below, the colony became smaller and smaller, a tiny beacon of humanity hidden in the vast darkness. Mira and Jaro piloted the ship toward the outer systems, where alien occupation had been reported. Days passed in tense silence as they approached the first human settlement, now under alien control. The scanning systems detected structures similar to those humans had built decades ago, but now they were fortified with alien technology. Mira felt a mix of anger and awe. Humanity's home, once vibrant and free, now belonged to strangers. Yet Mira also saw opportunity. The settlement was not fully occupied. There were gaps in the defenses, weaknesses in their patrols. Humans were clever, adaptable, and relentless. Mira knew that with careful planning, the first step toward reclaiming their legacy could succeed. As night fell on the alien-occupied colony, Mira and Jaro huddled in the shadow of an abandoned building. "We need allies," Jaro said quietly. "Some of the locals might still remember humans. They could help us," Mira nodded. "We will inspire them." Humanity's return must be more than just reclaiming land. It must remind everyone that humans are alive and we are strong. And with that thought, Mira looked up at the stars. For the first time in decades, humans were reaching outward, returning to the galaxy they once called home. The legend of lost humanity was about to be rewritten, not as a tale of disappearance, but as a story of courage, resilience, and hope. In the dark expanse of space, a new chapter was beginning. Humanity, once believed gone, was ready to return, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again. The small reconnaissance ship drifted silently through the void, its dark hull blending into the endless black of space. Mira and Jaro kept their eyes on the sensors, scanning for movement, patrols, or anything that might indicate alien activity. Every blip was analyzed, every anomaly questioned. Even the smallest error could compromise their mission. "This system matches the old records," Mira said quietly, tracing the holographic star map in front of her. "This is one of the first colonies humans settled before everything was lost." Jaro leaned closer, studying the display. "It's hard to imagine what it must have looked like. Now it's just different. Alien structures, defenses everywhere," Mira nodded. "We can't change what they've done, but we can change what comes next." The ship descended toward the planet's surface, moving through the thick atmosphere with careful precision. The landscape below was a strange mix of human ruins and alien fortifications. Towering alien buildings rose like black obelisks among the remnants of familiar streets. Mira's heart tightened. She could almost see echoes of the humans who had once walked there. Children running through parks, merchants calling out in busy markets, and now, silence, oppression, and alien control. "Stay focused," Mira reminded herself. "This is reconnaissance. Observation first. Action comes later." The ship entered orbit above the largest settlement in the system. Mira activated the scanning array, picking up heat signatures and energy patterns. Several dozen patrols, mostly in the northern sectors. "Sensors are strong, but I see gaps near the old city center." "That's where we start," Jaro whistled softly. "You really think we can reclaim this place? We're just two people." Mira smiled faintly, though her eyes were sharp. "We're never just two people. Humanity has always been cleverer than anyone gives us credit for, and if we succeed here, it will inspire more humans, more colonies. It's not about fighting alone. It's about showing others that we can return." They landed the ship in a small abandoned alleyway on the edge of the city. Mira and Jaro stepped out, blending into the shadows. Even in the distance, the alien patrols were visible, towering figures in black armor, moving methodically through the streets, scanning for intruders. Mira crouched behind a broken wall and whispered, "We move quietly, observe the patterns, and avoid confrontation if possible. The humans here, they may be scared, but they will remember us if we show them courage." Hours passed as they moved through the streets, carefully noting guard rotations, energy shields, and supply routes. Mira's keen eyes caught small details that others might overlook. An alien supply cart with minimal guards, a communication hub lightly protected, a small group of humans hiding in a basement, peeking out at the patrols. There, Jarrow whispered, pointing to the basement window. A family of humans watched silently, their faces pale but alert. They remember us, he said. They've been waiting. Mira's heart surged. We're not just observing. We're here to remind them, to give them hope. She approached the basement cautiously, signaling with hand gestures that she meant no harm. The humans inside hesitated. Fear etched into every line of their faces. Mira knelt at the doorway. I'm Mira, she said softly. We're humans like you. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. The humans stared, disbelief and relief warring across their faces. One of them, a man with graying hair, finally stepped forward. We thought all of you were gone. That humanity had vanished forever. Mira nodded. We survived. And now we are coming back. We can help you, but we must be careful. The aliens are strong and they underestimate us. That is our advantage. Over the next several days, Mira and Jarrow worked quietly with the hidden humans. They shared knowledge of human tactics, ways to hide from alien sensors, and how to communicate secretly across the city. They repaired old tech and devised small strategies to reclaim small sections without triggering a full alarm. The first success was small but significant. A patrol that had been terrorizing one neighborhood was rerouted using a combination of human ingenuity and timing. Supplies were taken without violence, and the humans began to regain confidence in themselves. The sight of humans moving freely, even briefly, reminded them of their heritage. This is just the beginning, Mira said as they gathered in the hidden basement. One small victory sparks many more. We show the aliens that humans are not gone, and we give our people hope. Jarrow smiled. It's incredible. Just yesterday, these streets felt lost. Now, they feel like ours again. But the aliens were not blind to the changes. Sensors picked up unusual activity. Disturbances in the streets, signals that were not alien in origin. An alarm system in one of the towers detected energy anomalies and sent warnings to the central command. Alert the patrols. A commanding voice boomed over the communication system. Investigate immediately. Intruders are in the city. All units respond. Mira and Jarrow froze for a moment, listening to the distant alarms. They knew the time for total secrecy had ended. The humans were ready to act. But this first confrontation would test everything they had learned. Get everyone into position, Mira whispered. We're not fighting to destroy. We're fighting to reclaim. Move quietly and strategically. Use their arrogance against them. When the alien patrols arrived, they found empty streets, traps carefully set, and messages left by humans, symbols of resistance and courage. It was not chaos but precision. Humans had not just survived, they had planned, adapted, and outsmarted. For the first time, the aliens hesitated. Their systems, designed to detect threats, struggled against a force they had written off as extinct. They could not understand how humans had returned so quickly, how a species they considered gone could now operate with such intelligence and bravery. Mira watched from a rooftop as the aliens regrouped, confused and cautious. She felt a surge of pride, not for herself but for all humanity. They think we are weak, she said, but we are stronger than they know, and this is just the start. By the end of the first week, the humans had regained control of small neighborhoods. The aliens were forced to reinforce their patrols and rethink their strategies. Meanwhile, the humans spread the word quietly to other settlements. Humanity was returning. Every message, every action inspired courage. Humans who had lived in fear now dared to dream again. Mira stood on a hill overlooking the city, her eyes on the distant horizon. Stars glittered above as they always had, and now humans were moving among them once more. Slowly, carefully, they were reclaiming the galaxy, not with sheer force but with resilience, courage, and ingenuity. This is only the beginning, Mira whispered. We will take back what is ours, and the galaxy will remember that humanity is never gone. The legend of lost humanity was beginning to change. From whispers of myth to stories of courage, the galaxy was about to witness a return unlike any it had ever imagined. And at the heart of it, humans, small, clever, and determined, were rising from the shadows, ready to reclaim their place among the stars. The liberation of the first alien-occupied settlement had been a small but powerful victory for humanity. Mira and Jarrow, along with the other hidden humans, had proven that clever planning and courage could overcome even the most confident alien forces. But they both knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast and humans were still few in number. To survive and reclaim their heritage, they needed allies. From the hidden basements and rooftops of the reclaimed settlement, humans began sending coded messages to other colonies, letting them know that humans were alive and capable of resistance. Some of these colonies had been under strict alien control for decades. Fear had silenced them, but the sight of humans reclaiming even a small section of the city sparked hope. Mira and Jarrow studied the communications in the dim light of the basement. "If we can reach enough colonies, we can form a network," Mira said. "We can coordinate attacks, share resources, and inspire others to join us." Jarrow nodded, eyes wide with excitement. "It's incredible. Humans haven't just returned, they're becoming a symbol of courage for the entire galaxy." Their first contact was with a small colony on a nearby planet. The aliens had kept the humans there under strict surveillance, but many had never forgotten their heritage. When Mira's message arrived, a group of survivors cautiously gathered, debating whether to trust the humans. Finally, one of the colony's elders stepped forward. "If these humans are truly who they say they are," he said, "then perhaps we can fight back. Perhaps we can remember what it means to be free." Through careful coordination, Mira's team helped the colony prepare for a small uprising. They instructed the humans on how to use abandoned technology, sabotage alien patrols, and communicate secretly. And when the moment came, the colony acted with courage and precision. Patrols were avoided or redirected, supply routes disrupted, and the aliens found themselves facing an unexpected force. Mira watched from a hidden vantage point, heart swelling with pride. "Look at them," she whispered. "This is what humans do. We never give up, we adapt, we survive." As more colonies joined the resistance, the news of human ingenuity and bravery spread across the galaxy. Aliens who had once mocked humanity now watched carefully, unsure of how to respond. Humans were not the weak, primitive species they had assumed. They were clever, adaptable, and willing to risk everything for freedom. Yet, not every encounter was easy. In one city, the aliens had established a highly advanced security system. Patrols moved in unpredictable patterns. Energy shields covered nearly every street, and the citizens lived in constant fear. Mira and Jarrow studied the patterns, searching for a weakness. "There is always a weakness," Mira said firmly. "We just need to find it." After several tense days, they discovered a flaw, a small maintenance tunnel that connected to the central energy hub. It was lightly guarded, but it would allow humans to move through the city without detection. Mira's plan was simple but daring. Using the tunnel, humans could reach key points in the city, disrupt the alien system, and inspire the population to rise up. The night of the operation, Mira led a group of skilled humans through the tunnel. Every step was measured, every breath controlled. They emerged inside the city unseen and moved toward the first target, the central energy hub. Jarrow followed closely, carrying tools to disable the alien systems. Within minutes, the energy hub was disrupted. Lights flickered, shields weakened, and alarms sounded in chaotic patterns. Patrols scrambled, confused and disoriented. From hidden rooftops and alleys, humans emerged, signaling to the terrified citizens. "We are here! You are not alone." The people hesitated at first, but then, inspired by the bravery of those who had returned, they began to resist. Makeshift barricades were built, alien equipment sabotaged, and patrols outmaneuvered. Mira watched as the city transformed, fear giving way to courage. After the operation, Mira and Jarrow regrouped with the returning humans. "We did it," Jarrow said, barely able to contain his excitement. "They believed they were powerless, but we reminded them they're not." Mira smiled. "And this is just one city. There are countless others. Each one we inspire makes the galaxy notice. Humans are returning, and our message is clear. We are alive, we are clever, and we will reclaim what is ours." But the growing human resistance did not go unnoticed. Alien leaders across the systems began to take notice. Reports came in of unusual activity, of humans coordinating attacks, of colonies rising against alien occupation. They were surprised by the speed and intelligence of human strategy. Many assumed humans were extinct, weak, and incapable. They had miscalculated. Meanwhile, Mira received news from scouts exploring further systems. "Some alien factions are open to negotiation," one scout reported. "They respect courage and intelligence. If we approach carefully, we could form alliances." Mira's mind raced. This was an opportunity they could not ignore. Allies among alien races would strengthen humanity's return and provide much-needed support for future missions. Prepare messages, she instructed. We will show them that humans are strong, yes, but also honorable. We fight not just for ourselves, but for freedom. In the weeks that followed, humanity's network expanded. Colonies previously isolated began to communicate, sharing strategies and intelligence. Mira and Jarrow traveled between planets, helping colonies coordinate efforts, teaching humans to defend themselves, and inspiring courage wherever they went. Every success, no matter how small, became a spark. Each liberated neighborhood, each inspired colony sent a clear message. Humanity had returned. They were clever, adaptable, and united. And the galaxy could not ignore them. One evening, as Mira stood on a cliff overlooking a recently liberated city, she reflected on how far they had come. The night sky was filled with stars, each one representing a world humans could reach again. Below, the citizens moved freely, rebuilding, learning, and remembering who they were. Jarrow joined her, a thoughtful expression on his face. Do you think the galaxy will ever underestimate us again? Mira shook her head, a smile touching her lips. They may try, but we've learned something important. It's not just about strength, it's about courage, cleverness, and hope. Humanity has all three, and as long as we have them, no one can erase us. Far above, alien patrols monitored the growing human activity, increasingly uncertain. Their systems could detect humans, but they could not predict their intelligence, creativity, or determination. For every patrol sent, humans found new ways to outmaneuver them. For every challenge, humans found solutions. Mira knew that the next steps would be even harder. Larger alien forces would eventually respond, but she also knew that humans were ready. Each victory built confidence, each liberated colony added to their strength, and each inspired human reminded the galaxy that humanity was not gone. This is just the beginning, Mira whispered, looking at the stars. Humanity has returned, and we will not stop until every corner of the galaxy knows it. The spark of resistance had ignited, and it was spreading faster than anyone could have predicted. Humans, once believed extinct, were rising from the shadows. The galaxy was about to witness a return unlike anything it had ever seen. A return of courage, ingenuity, and hope. The galaxy was beginning to take notice. Reports of human resistance and liberated colonies had reached even the most distant sectors. Alien leaders who had once dismissed humanity as extinct and weak were now alarmed. The Council of 12, the ruling body of the strongest alien alliance, convened in a massive orbital station above a glowing gas giant. The humans are more organized than we imagined, said one counselor, his voice sharp and tense. They move quickly, inspire other colonies, and avoid direct confrontation. We cannot underestimate them any longer. Another counselor leaned forward, his tentacles curling in thought. We assumed humans had vanished. If they were capable of such coordination, imagine what else they might be hiding. We must respond before their movement spreads further. The council agreed. A fleet of elite ships would be dispatched to crush the human resurgence. Their goal was not just to reclaim colonies, they wanted to make an example. The humans, they decided, must be defeated decisively. Meanwhile, Mira and Jarrow were on a reconnaissance mission near a newly liberated colony. The air was electric with excitement. Humans were rebuilding homes, restoring old streets, and training the young to protect themselves. Every victory had emboldened the population, but Mira knew a larger threat was coming. Scouts report alien fleet movement in our sector, Jarrow said, pointing to the holographic map. It's unlike anything we've faced. Their ships are fast, heavily armed, and coordinated. This isn't a small patrol, it's an attack force. Mira's eyes narrowed. Then we need a strategy. We cannot fight them head-on. They have numbers, technology, and firepower, but we have ingenuity, knowledge of the terrain, and the courage to act where they least expect it. For days, humans prepared. They reinforced neighborhoods, built hidden escape routes, and devised traps to slow down the approaching fleet. Scouts mapped every patrol pattern and supply route, looking for weaknesses. Mira personally led missions to test defenses, ensuring every step of the plan was precise. When the alien fleet finally arrived, it was as formidable as feared. Massive ships moved through space, casting shadows across the planets below. But humans were ready, not with sheer force, but with tactics that leveraged their understanding of both technology and human unpredictability. Mira watched from a hidden outpost as the first waves of alien ships approached. "They expect fear," she said to Jaro, "but fear is not ours. Our strength is in thinking, adapting, and acting together." The humans struck at the alien fleet with small, precise attacks. They targeted supply lines and communications, causing confusion and delays. Every move was calculated to avoid direct destruction, but to destabilize the enemy. Alien forces were strong, but they were unprepared for the cleverness of humans who had survived against impossible odds. In the skies above one liberated city, Mira led a squadron of human pilots in daring maneuvers. They weaved between alien ships, using stealth and speed to disrupt patrols. Explosions lit the dark space as human ingenuity turned the aliens' own technology against them. At the same time, on the ground, Jaro and a team of engineers infiltrated a key alien command hub. Using skill and precision, they disabled communication nodes, giving humans an advantage and buying time for colonies to evacuate or reinforce. The battle was not without danger. Alien forces were relentless, and many humans faced near capture. But for every setback, humans adapted, finding new solutions and teaching each other quickly. Their courage inspired civilians who joined in small acts of resistance, sabotaging alien equipment and relaying vital information. After several tense days, the Alien Council realized their initial strategy had failed. Humans were not just surviving, they were thriving under pressure, turning disadvantage into opportunity. Frustration and confusion swept through the fleet. On one of the Council's communication channels, Mira boldly sent a message. "We are humans. We have returned. You may have controlled our colonies, but you will never control our spirit." The message was simple, yet it echoed across the galaxy. Humans were not just fighting for land. They were fighting for identity, freedom, and hope. The Alien Council, for the first time, saw that humanity's return was more than just rebellion. It was a movement that could not be crushed by force alone. Mira continued to lead, coordinating attacks and defenses, while Jaro ensured the technical systems functioned flawlessly. They encouraged humans in other sectors to join the resistance, turning isolated victories into a network of cooperation. The aliens could no longer treat humanity as weak or extinct. Despite their successes, Mira knew the Council would not give up. They were powerful, with resources far beyond anything humans could match directly, but human advantage lay in ingenuity and unpredictability. Where the aliens relied on strength, humans relied on clever tactics and the unity of a determined people. A turning point came when a major alien command ship attempted to invade a liberated colony. Mira devised a plan, a combination of misdirection, decoy signals, and small human craft hidden in asteroid fields. The alien ship was forced into a trap, its systems overwhelmed by unexpected interference. It retreated, damaged, and humiliated. Humans celebrated the victory quietly. Every small success was a reminder that courage and cleverness could outmatch raw power. Mira knew that morale was as important as strategy. Hope inspired action, and action inspired further hope. In a moment of reflection, Mira stood on the cliff overlooking one liberated city, Jaro beside her. "We've shown them what humans can do," she said. "But the Council is still out there. They will send stronger forces, and we must be ready." Jaro looked at the horizon where alien ships glimmered faintly in the distance. "Do you think they understand now? That humans are more than just survivors?" "They are beginning to," Mira replied. "And they will learn fully soon enough. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every human who has ever been lost or forgotten. Humanity has returned, and we will not stop." As the alien fleet retreated temporarily, news spread to other colonies. Humans were alive, clever, and capable of challenging even the most powerful forces in the galaxy. Small acts of resistance multiplied as humans inspired one another, creating a chain reaction that the Alien Council could not easily control. The Council convened again, tension evident in their discussions. "This species, they are not what we assumed," one counselor admitted. "They adapt faster than we can predict. Our methods must change, or we will lose our hold over the outer systems." Mira, unaware of the Council's deliberations, prepared her next move. The network of colonies under human guidance had grown stronger. The battle was no longer just about individual settlements. It was about creating a united front. Humans were becoming a symbol of resistance and hope throughout the galaxy. "We will not be crushed," Mira told Jaro. Every colony we help, every human we inspire, strengthens our movement. The Council may have power, but we have something more important: determination, courage, and the will to survive. Humanity will rise no matter the challenge. And so the spark of resistance turned into a fire. Humans once believed extinct were no longer hiding. They had faced the first major conflict against the Alien Council and survived. They had proven that intelligence, courage, and unity could overcome even the most overwhelming force. The galaxy would soon learn that humanity was not a legend. They were a force of life, hope, and ingenuity, rising from the shadows, prepared to reclaim what was theirs, and determined to ensure that no one would ever forget the return of humanity. The galaxy had changed. What was once a quiet, hidden human colony had transformed into a network of inspired, courageous worlds. Humans were no longer a species whispered about in legend. They were a force the galaxy had to acknowledge. Every victory, from the first liberated settlement to the clever defenses against the Alien Council's elite fleet, had strengthened their resolve. Mira stood on the bridge of the flagship Aurora, overlooking a fleet of human ships and allied vessels from sympathetic alien civilizations. The stars stretched endlessly before them, each one representing a potential battle or a reclaimed world. The final objective, the ultimate goal, loomed largest of all: Earth, humanity's home. "It's hard to believe," Jarrow said quietly, joining Mira at the viewport. "We once hid in shadows, now look at this fleet." Mira's eyes shone with determination. "We've come far, but the hardest part is ahead. Earth is heavily occupied. The Alien Council will defend it fiercely, but we have something they cannot match: courage, strategy, and hope." The fleet approached the Sol system cautiously. Sensors picked up alien patrols, orbital defenses, and heavily fortified installations on Earth. But humans were prepared. Years of training, reconnaissance, and coordination with allies had built not only confidence but a clear plan. Mira activated the holographic map, outlining the mission. "We will divide the fleet into 3 groups. The first will neutralize orbital defenses. The second will land at key cities to inspire the population and disrupt alien control. The third will stay in reserve, ready to adapt wherever needed." Jarrow nodded. "Precision and speed. The Council won't expect us to act so boldly." The first wave launched. Human pilots maneuvered deftly through orbital defense grids, dodging laser turrets and sensor arrays. Where brute force failed, human ingenuity prevailed. Cloaking devices, decoy drones, and precise timing allowed them to disable key alien systems without major damage. Aliens were bewildered by tactics they had never encountered before. Meanwhile, ground teams, including Mira and Jarrow, descended on Earth's major cities. The first sights were both heart-wrenching and inspiring. Streets once full of life were empty or patrolled by alien forces. Human landmarks had been overtaken, yet signs of resistance remained: graffiti, hidden messages, and symbols of courage. Mira addressed the ground forces and the hidden human populations. "We are here to remind you who you are. Humanity was never gone. Today, we take back what is ours, not with hatred but with courage and unity." As the humans advanced, Earth's population began to stir. Fear gave way to hope as humans recognized their own kind, returning from the stars to reclaim their home. Individuals joined the effort, sabotaging alien patrols, guiding human forces through familiar streets, and relaying critical information. The battle for Earth was not a simple fight of weapons. It was a test of strategy, collaboration, and ingenuity. Alien forces were strong, but humans were adaptable. They used the terrain, knowledge of the cities, and quick thinking to turn disadvantages into opportunities. A few daring maneuvers by small teams created openings that large fleets could exploit. In one decisive moment, Mira led a squad to the central energy hub, the heart of alien control over Earth. The hub was heavily guarded, but with careful planning, humans infiltrated it. Jarrow worked to disable key systems while Mira coordinated attacks from multiple sides. Within hours, the hub's defenses collapsed. Communications went offline, and alien forces were thrown into chaos. From the skies above, human pilots took advantage of the confusion, targeting remaining patrols and guiding civilians to safety. The population, inspired by courage and determination, joined in resisting the occupiers. What had seemed impossible days before now unfolded as a full-scale reclaiming of the planet. As Earth's major cities were liberated, Mira and Jarrow gathered with leaders of the recovered colonies. The sense of achievement was overwhelming yet solemn. They had reclaimed their home, but the galaxy was still vast, and many other human colonies awaited liberation. Mira addressed the assembled humans, her voice steady and filled with pride. "We have returned to our home. We have proven that humanity is not just survivors. We are leaders, thinkers, and defenders of freedom. But our mission does not end here. The galaxy is wide, and our people must be united, strong, and prepared for whatever comes next." Jarrow looked around at the faces of liberated humans, young and old, and smiled. "We've done it. Humanity is home." Mira nodded. "Home, yes. But more than that, we are a symbol. For every human who was afraid, every colony that lost hope, and every alien who doubted us, we are proof that courage, intelligence, and unity cannot be defeated." The Alien Council, witnessing humanity's success from afar, convened in urgent session. For the first time, their confidence was shaken. Humans had not only reclaimed Earth, but they had demonstrated a level of strategy, cooperation, and inspiration that the Council had underestimated. There would be no simple suppression. Humanity had returned not as a single colony, but as a network of strong, united worlds. In the days following the liberation, humans worked tirelessly to rebuild Earth. Cities were restored, education resumed, and communications with other liberated colonies strengthened. Humans celebrated their return, but they also understood the responsibility it carried. They were no longer just survivors. They were leaders in a galaxy that had once dismissed them. Mira stood on a hill overlooking a restored city, looking at the stars. Each twinkle represented another colony, another opportunity, another challenge. "We've come far," she said quietly to Jarrow. "But this is only the beginning. Humanity will not just survive. We will thrive, and we will show the galaxy the true strength of our species." Jarrow nodded, looking at the people rebuilding below. "It's incredible. We were believed gone, but look at us now. We've returned to take back our home, and soon, the stars will know that humanity has risen." From the dark edges of space to the streets of liberated cities, humans had proven that courage, intelligence, and unity were more powerful than fear and oppression. Humanity had returned to Earth, reclaimed their heritage, and secured their place in the galaxy. They were alive, thriving, and ready to lead. The legend of lost humanity had been rewritten. No longer a story of disappearance, it was a story of resilience, ingenuity, and hope. Humans, once thought extinct, were a living testament to the strength of life, the power of determination, and the enduring spirit of a species that refused to vanish. And as Mira watched the stars, she knew one thing with certainty: humanity's return was only the first chapter. The galaxy awaited them, full of challenges, wonders, and opportunities. Together, humans would rise, explore, and thrive among the stars. Humanity had returned. Humanity had reclaimed their home. And humanity would never be forgotten again.